Hello everyone. Welcome to today's chemistry session. Today we'll cover the last topics of this chapter. We'll learn what are elements and compounds and what are the differences between pure and impure substances. So, we'll also learn the differences between mixtures and compounds based on the ratio and examples. Let's begin today's session with the topics types of pure substances, elements and the types, compounds, the next classification of impure substance as mixtures. So, what are elements? According to the chemist Antonio Laurent Lavoisier, element is a basic form of matter which cannot be further broken down into simpler substances by even carrying out chemical reactions. It is divided in three types broadly as metals, non-metals and metalloids. For identification of elements, you all know that hydrogen was the very first element placed in the modern periodic table. So far, total 118 elements have been discovered and placed properly at their respective positions based on atomic numbers and atomic masses in the modern periodic table. Now we'll study the classification of elements in the form of metals. Metals are shiny, that means they are lustrous. They have silvery grey or golden yellow color. They are good conductors of heat as well as electricity. Another property is that they can be drawn into wires. This property is also called ductility. Gold is that particular metal which can be drawn into wires up to 2 kilometers of the length by just taking small quantity of 1 gram of gold. Other property of metal is malleability, which means that they can be hammered and beaten into thin sheets. Metals are sonorous, that means they produce sound whenever they are hit. The examples of metals are gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, etc. One of the exception is that mercury is the only metal that is present in liquid state at room temperature, whereas all the other metals except mercury are present in solid state. Also, all forms of carbon such as coal, coke, etc. are termed as non-metals since they are poor conductors of heat as well as electricity. Again, one exception is there. One of the allotropes of carbon, that is graphite, is a good conductor of heat as well as electricity due to its unique form of geometry and nature, such as hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, etc., comes under the category of non-metals. The last category of elements is metalloids. Elements having intermediate properties lying between metals and non-metals are called metalloids. This means that metalloids are capable of showing the properties of both metals and non-metals partially. The examples are boron, silicon, germanium, etc. After completing the topic of elements, let's move on to what are compounds. A compound is a substance composed of two or more than two elements which are combined chemically together in a fixed proportion. For example, HCl. It is a hydrochloric acid which is combined in 1:1 ratio. Another example is water, which is combined in 2:1 ratio between the atoms hydrogen and oxygen. One of the impure form of substances is mixture. So we'll distinguish between mixtures and compounds. Compounds are those types which have elements being combined in a fixed ratio. But if the elements get combined in any kind of ratio without any proportion between the combination, then that particular substance, which is impure in nature, can be termed as a mixture. Compounds, they have definite composition, they have a definite ratio between their formula, but there is no uniform composition throughout in case of mixtures, since they are being combined in any random ratio. Mixtures can be separated easily even by physical methods. Compounds, they are combined in a fixed ratio, so it becomes very difficult to separate them by physical methods. So we need to adopt some chemical methods for the separation of elements combined to form compounds. So students, so far we have discussed all the topics related to this chapter, the various kinds of separation techniques, and how all kinds of changes are recommended on the basis of reversible and irreversible criteria. Do not forget to practice the questions given in your NCERT textbooks. Also pose concern on the in-text questions. Till then, take care and thank you.